Hey all, and welcome back to Kingdom Hearts 3. We've rescued Wallace Shawn, we've rescued Ham, now all that's left is the aliens. I'm sorry, did that amuse you? Like, bringing names in and out, hither and thither?
It was a little amusing. I think he could do a little bit better, but that's why I'm on point to bring most of the humor and the tee-hee funny to this playthrough.
You know what, I wanna counteract that with some scathing Ben Shapiro-esque logic, but I can't, because you're right. Nobody comes to me and says, Tom, tell me a joke. No, it's just like, Tom, when's Helldragon coming back? Fucking today. Fucking today.
Tom, can you organize our marathon stream? But don't talk during it. That's not what we're hiring you for.
Ooh, actually, you're not too far from the truth there. Although Neo did a fantastic job with the retro fun. Just in case you guys missed it, we managed to beat our goal of $1,999 by a good 1,300 or so. I think, well, actually no, it was like 1,100. The final total was $3,173.69 for Child's Play, who raised money to provide kids in hospital with toys and games to help ease their stay. See, even in the Toy Story world, where toys exist to make their kids' lives better, we're still talking about helping the kids. It's like poetry, it rhymes.
Yeah, no, you guys did a great job on that. You know, you really blew that goal out of the water for that, so I'm sure that's going to go to a really good cause.
It is, and the next one is actually going to be the Super Nintendo fun, and that's going to be in late 2020. It's basically going to be a huge marathon, probably 2 to 3 weeks long, loads of Nintendo games that we haven't covered before in the previous Nintendo fun, and yeah, thank God I decided to talk about this when I was fucking with like menus and whatnot, because it really comes in handy.
Yeah, gotta fill some time somehow, but hopefully things should be heating up a little bit soon. We're just kind of pushing through a few little bits of stuff before we get to the real big impact point of this world.
Wood blocks. So I just read what's on screen now. I'm like a fucking gopher or something.
Just put up N Tom64 is a dummy. Hey, I read that.
Oh, children at play. Playground ahead.
Children at work. I don't care how young you are. You don't get a vacation. You didn't earn it.
The claw. Ooh.
Wait, stop!
Farewell.
You think they'd learn after the 4th or 5th time, you know?
Xenu, take me away!
Throw me into a volcano and let my spirit soar.
That's basically how it works, right?
Yeah, Toy Story is just, it's a metaphor for Scientology, really. Anyway, how do you feel about this whole chase after the UFO thing and deplete its HP malarkey, mate?
I was a little annoyed by it, personally. It runs around a little too fast, it attacks a little bit sporadically. Really, you're going to have the best results when they start warping in mechs to fight, because when you can get the mech, it's much easier to track the UFO and shoot it down. But until then, you just kind of have to run around and chase it. Not really. I think you should be able to flow motion to it, because again, you're never quite sure what you can flow motion to and what you can't. But I think with the UFO, you may be able to do that. It's been a bit.
Or you could just lock on and just keep, you know, whacking away with that X button. That works as well.
Yeah, that's true. I always think it is great, though. I mean, this makes no sense, but it's great that when you lock onto an enemy, you'll start flying towards it. Even if it's high up in the air, you'll just start jumping up into the stratosphere after, and that can actually be pretty helpful.
One great thing about this level just being one giant toy store is they can have a load of, like, vastly different, like, aesthetically looking places, and it makes sense, you know, because you have, like, the toddlers thing, you have, like, more builder block sort of things here, like there's an arcade, well not an arcade, like a game store on an upper floor, I believe.
Yeah, even here, fucking GameStop.
Oh yeah, you're gonna be mine, baby! It's blue, I hope you don't mind, Helldragon.
Free mech is fine, blue is serviceable. You have to kind of wait for it to finish kind of deloading in order to jump into it.
Hold on. I think I see a pattern to how it moves.
Oh my god. He's pulling some JoJo-esque, like, trajectory pathing and whatnot.
I mean, this was your challenge when you're making a Toy Story world. How can we make Buzz and Woody useful, considering the fact that they are, in fact, toys? That's why they're kind of jumping through a lot of loops going, oh, alternate world where Buzz's lasers work. Woody gets in a lot of the good strategy here. He gets a great moment later on that we all know by now. So they really had to go out of their way. It works. Like, you know, they feel valuable as a result.
Ah yes, good old Thunder. A lot of people have mentioned how overpowered the later stages of Thunder are, so I would definitely keep that in your quick select, which you can have like 3 separate shortcut menus now, which is pretty great.
No, that's a pretty good quality of life change, so you can really flick over to the one you need at that moment.
Nirvana will not be reached.
That's my life!
It's me when a single bad thing happens in my life ever.
Nirvana will not be reached. No, that's great.
We still have our new home.
We're not paying rent though. Oh, capitalism sucks.
This isn't where we belong. We've been in this.
This is your mom when she's like, I need to go home and make dinner. We've been in this toy store long enough.
Jesus. It's like your mum pulls into McDonald's, orders a single black coffee, and drives away. And we're going window shopping, and we're only going window shopping. There's no sneaky surprise toy. I miss you, Granddad. I miss you so much.
Did you see? I think you retweeted that, where it was that picture of somebody dressed up as Aqua going to McDonald's and getting that single coffee.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
You're right.
If I had one criticism of the story in Toy Box, it's that there's a lot of these, you know what, Buzz? You're right. Or Buzz being, like, skeptical and whatnot. Overall, it works as, like, a character arc, but it does feel a bit stilted in the moment.
Yeah, they kind of repeated a little too much. There is some sufficient stake building, I think. But they could have gone in a little more on that.
I'm not so sure about that.
I want a life-size UFO I can ride around in.
Well, fuck. I think lots of people want that.
You know, just make me into Dr. Wily. Like, this is Wily's origin story. He had, like, 30 years of fuck all happening.
I can imagine, I'm imagining it in my head, where your little UFO comes out, your little, the glass comes up, you do that thing with your eyebrows, then it goes back. And it goes to your house, but there's like 4 levels of it.
Yeah, you have the front room, you have the kitchen, you have like the fucking landing, and then it's my bedroom.
And every time you go into a room,
Can I sue Mega Man? Can I at least get the police on him? Like, I'm a private citizen, for fuck's sake.
I wonder if the police kind of... Do they consider Mega Man a vigilante? They don't really explain it that much in the Mega Man games.
Talk, Parrot, what do you have to say about this? Action figures with full body articulation.
Silent Parrot, that's what my mom got me. One of those awkward bootleg parrot toys.
Instead of like teaching your kids cute phrases and whatnot, this one teaches you to be silent till you're spoken to.
Be silent, go to school, get a good job, and die.
Become a parrot, yeah, pretty much all the facts of life you need.
Did you see the bear house back there? It's not blue, but it is a bear house.
Bear in the Big Blue House could very easily be a summon. It's a fucking Disney property.
That's true. Disney does own everything, so...
Donald.
That fucking ending theme is still great. Goodbye, goodbye. I'm not singing the song. I'm not paid to do that.
Well, now we have a new Patreon goal.
Why you gotta do this? Let me be the shill. You're not even part of the group anymore.
I'm just saying, I'm trying to help your Patreon get more business. You know, I'm doing you a favor, Tom64.
Fair dues, mate. I guess I should address this since it will be in action now. We do have new, like, end slates, and I pick out unique music for each of them, and it gives you, like, the playlist for KH3 that you can jump to, or depending on which part you're watching, you can, like, click for the next part in the set. And that's basically the only place I'm going to be shilling Patreon, so if you want to help support us, hey, there you go. If not, well, it's there and you can ignore it.
I kind of wish they weren't doing the PS4, you know, stand-in in this world. I wanted... legit Sega, Genesis, and like SNES stand-in consoles personally, just because you've got to really dial up that 90s nostalgia.
So is Play Plus meant to be PlayStation or is it meant to be PC? I'm getting mixed messages here.
It's really obviously meant to be PlayStation Plus, after all. Although with the way the boxes are designed, they look more like PC game boxes, at least more modern ones with the CD cases. But I don't know about you. I personally miss those big box PC games they used to have with the feelies in them.
Yep, indeed, mate, indeed. Good old Lemmings 3D. By the way, Yuzora looks a lot more like Riku than he does Sora. I'll just point that out.
I do like the little Square Enix logo, actually.
I suppose.
Donald, I thought your magic decided how I look. Explain.
That's not how it works,
Now, Donald, listen, dude. You've got to stop. We're all a little concerned.
No, it's me. I've got the black clothes.
Look, sorry, you're not cool. Deal with it.
I've been dealing with it for years.
All right, everyone. Now that we're back together.
Oh, here comes another game magazine spiel.
Now?
From you. That was your cue.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, because I didn't really have a lot of access to 90s like gaming consoles, I kind of lived vicariously through game magazines, Game Pro, Electric Gaming Monthly, Inquest Gamer. Was a different one back when Magic was like really into the scene for that. It was fun reading all the articles, looking at all the pictures. I kind of wish I had more experience with it. I'm still talking about game magazines. I am deliberately ignoring you, young Xehanort, because I'm too busy nostalgia harding over here.
Well, I'm sorry, but I'm here now, and you need to pay attention to my white hair.
Leave the others out of this.
Fine.
You would say that, champion of light.
Doing evil.
Let's get to the final
Do.
stage.
Don't mind me. Fun, fun, fun.
Buzz is being naughted.
Oh. I made a joke on Twitter where Forky was getting Norded, but Buzz kind of gets a little close to being Norded, actually.
That's a wonderful collection of sounds. Forky being naughted. It has everything.
What did you do to him?
Oh, I heard that Star Wars laser back there.
That was fucking a TIE fighter shooting its goo is what that was.
This is what I hate, actually. And you know, this sequence right here, he tries to attack young Xehanort multiple times, but he just is invincible so he can finish monologuing. This is the shit bad dungeon masters do, where they have their pet NPC, and I swear to you, I think young Xehanort is a pet character in some ways. Where they just basically dominate the scene in a very bad way, where you can't really do shit to them so they can do their monologue or actions or whatever. It's a shitty idea. You shouldn't really do that in any kind of story without good reason. This is just lame.
I thought this was a pretty well put together scene. He has time powers that is very clearly established, and I just like Ben Diskin as young Xehanort, and I think his dialogue's good, so fuck you.
Okay, it is true he has time powers, as well explained as they are, so...
This is a bit over the top, though.
I'm sorry, King Crimson is way better, so...
Kind of is, honestly. He's so mad in the anime adaptation, and I love it.
He's a little mad, I guess. At least it depends on his other face.
Indeed. Alright, you ready for a bit of a mech minigame, Helldragon?
So this was actually a weird section, because I'm sitting there going, can he do this? Because he teleports you into the poster, and it becomes the video game? And does it really make sense?
I control the horizontal and the vertical. A video game within a video game. A twofold video game.
Sure, let's go with that. This sequence is kind of It's clearly filler. You jump into mechs, you fight all the other mechs in like a deathmatch. The arena is interactable, you can blow up some stuff. It's here. It's alright. It's clearly another kind of minigame you can come back and do later. It's not bad, but I've played better.
In what game? I'm gonna push you now. What game have you seen this done better in?
Fucking Doom!
Alright, I would have also accepted Titanfall 2.
Titanfall 2 is okay. I don't know why everybody likes this single-player campaign. It's not terrible. There are some... I mean, you have to remember, I played Titanfall 2 after I played Doom 4. So I was a little spoiled at that point. There are some great moments in Titanfall 2, though. I will give you that. They do good bromance with BT building up, but I just didn't think it had enough content for the single player. Personally, obviously, it's very multiplayer focused, but the story just kind of ends in the first one. I was expecting a different final boss and didn't really get that, so I don't know.
That's fair. Oftentimes, you know, single-player modes and FPSs are kind of shoehorned in, but I feel like Titanfall 2 got enough love from what I played. This, on the other hand, is fun, but shallow, which is kind of Kingdom Hearts 3 in a nutshell, really. I find it to be a very fun game, but it is nowhere near as depth, like combat-wise or narrative-wise, as, say, Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix, and I'm specifically referring to Final Mix here, although the base game, combat-wise, yeah, I'll give it to that as well, but in terms of extra goodies, it's definitely Final Mix rather than base KH2.
I just have a problem when games try to do a variety of different like mini games and modes and things like that, and it just, as a result, you get a bunch of stuff that never really plays that great. They're passable. I still think that development time should have been spent making a stronger main game, because as we've said before and we'll say again, Kingdom Hearts 3 doesn't always feel done, in my experience. And I believe me, if they were spending more time fleshing out the main game and doing these silly side games that don't really have anything to do with anything, I think the main game would have been much better as a result, but that's just...
Hang on. These side games that have nothing to do with everything except the majority of the story is revolving around concluding those plot threads.
This is a game where we're playing a super slow Doom mod. You could take this out and nothing would be changed or affected by that, dude.
I know, but variety is the spice of life, mate. I don't know about you, but when I was a kid, and still now even, I love varieties of gameplay within a game. I will wholeheartedly agree that it needs to be done well, but this is competent enough where I'm like, okay, I'd sign off on this if I was making the game.
I get that, but I'm of the school of thought that if you want variety in your game, it should focus around the singular genre. Like, an example I like to use is Ratchet & Clank 3. Up your arsenal. You notice all the stuff in that game is focused around dodging and shooting. Even the hacking minigame, it's dodging and shooting. You notice that, right?
Yeah, it's my favorite Ratchet & Clank mode.
And so much of it ties together really well as a result, because they took one concept, you dodge stuff and you shoot stuff, and applied it in a variety of different fun ways that feel fair and balanced and are challenging and enjoyable. When I played that the first time, I see this is why everybody likes this game. It is legit designed really well. So that's kind of the standard I look towards when you look at a game where it throws in a lot of different stuff.
It's funny you praise Ratchet 3 as well designed because it took out a lot of like the exploration and depth that 1 and 2 had, and I love 3 for what it is. But facts are facts. Gaming Brett and I did a playthrough of 3, and if you want my extended thoughts on that, you can go watch that. But still.
Well, I mean, no, I agree. It did take out some of the good stuff that 1 and 2 did offer for that. But I mean, even on its own, it's a very fine game.
Yeah, I get what you mean when you say it had a single concept and it saw that through. Yeah. Still waiting.
You loading, game? We're waiting for you. Beat of Lead. That's a great subtitle, actually.
That's a Square Enix title if I ever heard one.
You alright?
Hang on. Wallace Shawn, Aliens,
fine.
Woody.
And
I
you?
think we're missing someone here.
Wait,
Donald?
where's Buzz?
No, Donald's fine.
Disappeared into a dark
Donald. We have to get him back.
Let's just say this out loud. Buzz Lightyear
How do we get
disappeared into a dark corridor.
I don't
But what
know.
about Donald?
He's right there! Jesus.
Sir, did I hear you say dark corridor?
That's right, Sarge.
Look, I
Any
will
ideas?
defend Kingdom Hearts Sincerity to the death, but some of it is a little bit on the nose, even for me.
Yeah, I mean, with the subject matter we deal with in this series, having some of these crossover fanfic where the Toy Story characters interact with Heartless, it can get a little weird at times.
Yeah, I'm not entirely po-faced. I can have a giggle at Kingdom Hearts' expense. God, the games are pricey,
Safely.
$40, shit. That's like a puzzle game you can get for like 20 these days on the eShop.
Games all around us. I am not coming back to play Beat of Lead. I've had my fill.
Yeah,
Come on, Phil.
like I said, I'm more of a Doom and Titanfall kind of guy. Although I could go for a good puzzle game.
Oh, for sure, mate, for sure. There is actually quite a few of them on the eShop, but quality may vary. And I gotta say, this bit actually confused me when trying to figure out what to do, because it says, like, go to Baby's whatever, the outdoor place, but the actual store has a different name. So I went back to the entrance trying to figure out, like, what was what, but I don't know, I guess I just wasn't paying attention, or it was a little bit unintuitive. Maybe it was both at the same time. A stunning new piece of synergy.
Yeah, that's never happened before.
Never ever in the history of Kingdom Hearts or video games has anything ever been unintuitive.
Let's just leave it at that and continue to our objective.
God, that's a big box of, like, fucking fast food. I mean, I know it's human size, but still. Whee! It's okay, we're winding down now, Hell Dragon. It's all good.
It's all good, you're right.
Alright, see, we'll have to use this to advance the plot and open the door. Won't it be fascinating when that actually happens in the next part? Because we're not resolving it now. The part is over. Goodbye! Come back tomorrow for more of this!